And we'll continue with the Boaz Pirates and Coach Jeremy Sullivan. Coach, if you'd let the players introduce themselves or you introduce them in their positions and then make some opening comments about the Pirates for the 2022 season, we'd appreciate it.
Gavin Smart, receiver.
Esther, I play linebacker and fullback.
Walker Holland, and I'm offensive and defensive lineman.
Corbin Pitts, I'm the starting safety.
Just move it down. You can move the mic in front of you. Yeah, you move the mic. Could you introduce yourself?
My name is Corbin Pitts. I'm the starting safety.
So these guys that I brought are just a few of our seniors. We have a big senior class this year, 22 guys that are seniors. Some of them have played a lot for us, some of them haven't played a lot for us, but it's a really good group. We had a lot of guys that we could have brought with us, and it was tough. It was tough trying to narrow it down to 5. All these guys that are up here with us have been, great leaders for us this summer. I feel like we've had a pretty good summer of work, good attendance, good effort, good intensity. And then this week, we played Jamboree, so we started practice this week. It's been a good first week so far. We got one more day tomorrow, and then we'll call it good for week 1. But I feel like we're headed in the right direction. Our kids are working hard, and we're looking forward to getting it started.
Coach, the size of your squad this year, the number of players, and how many starters offensively and defensively coming back for the Pirates?
We have 73 out still right now, 9 through 12. We usually are around 60, 61. Our numbers are actually up a little bit this year. We have a few more basketball, football kids than we've had in the last couple of years. So I think that's part of it. And then we have about 4 starters back on offense and about 6 starters back on defense.
Coach, you mentioned really young on the offensive side, and if I remember from speaking with you a little bit earlier, really young up front. How are you guys working to mature that unit, and how is the extra week of fall helping with getting that unit ready for the season?
Them guys, we've been, we started in the spring when we were doing our individual stuff, the 2 hours a week stuff, and those guys have worked really hard. We're going to have 3 new starters up front. Seems like it always works out for us. We have sophomores, and then they play 3 years, and then we start over with sophomores, which is not a bad way to do it, but that first year, especially the first half of this year, is going to be a challenge for them, just getting more gameplay and getting more experience. But we feel like we've got the guys to do it, and they're coming along good. We try to put them in as many situations as we can in practice. We've done things just a little bit different in our practice format as far as making sure they see a bunch of different looks and pressures and stunts and twists and all that kind of stuff, and just trying to get them as many quality reps as we can. And, those guys have really took it upon themselves to step up. We actually probably have a kid starting up there as a senior that missed all last year with a knee injury that has never started a varsity game. We'll probably have 2 or 3 guys that have never started a varsity game, and it's still kind of a competition. We got probably a 5-man competition for 3 spots. We feel like our left tackle and our right tackle are kind of locked down, and then those inside guys is where we got to make sure we get the right guys in the right spots.
How do you see the county race between the 4 major schools?
Well, as long as Coach Reach is at Guntersville, you got to kind of consider them the favorite. And then, with ARAB moving down from 6A to 5A, I think they have, I think that kind of gives them a little bit of a easier path. And then, us in Albertville, it's a pretty good competition this year, I think, between those 4 schools. I think it's kind of wide open, and maybe we can win a few of those games this year.
This question for the players, if you guys want to pull the microphone in front of you and answer this. Talk about the attitude. You guys have been working all summer. You've been on 7-on-7s, and I've seen pictures of you working on 7-on-7s. Talk about the attitude. Is it different this year than you felt on the team last year? Is it better? I mean, just speak on the attitude of the team going into the season this year.
Not everybody at once.
I feel like this year we hold each other more accountable, and on the competitive side, we got guys working their tails off every day in the weight room and stuff like that. And in the past years, our goal, we've come up short every year, but this year we're doing more and more each day to focus on that goal.
This year, I believe that we got a lot of players that want to work and get better, and they love sport, and they give it their all.
I feel like we got a lot more leadership this year than we've ever had in the past, and we have just a lot more young guys that are actually trying to compete for a spot than just sitting there and not just wanting to have free stuff.
I feel like Bo said, we kind of push each other a lot better than in the past, and we try to make each other better every time we are in the weight room or on the field or in any competition. I just feel like we try to make each other better, and so I think that's definitely a huge step.
Coach, you brought these 5 guys with you today. Talk about them and their leadership. You've been around these guys. I guess they've been in a program since you've been there.
Yes,
There's
sir.
a reason they're here today. Could you speak on that? And then I'll have a question for the players after that.
Yes, sir. Well, we could have, it's usually I only bring 2 or 3, and this year it was really hard for me to even narrow it down to 5. Just having so many seniors, and then kids that's been with me since they were, 7th graders, and but all 5 of these guys are leaders on the field. They're leaders off the field. They work their tails off in the weight room, lead by example. Bo, every day in the summer, if we had anybody that was missing, he would always come to me, wanted to know why, where they at, make sure it was excused. He was going behind me and putting pressure on them guys to make sure everybody was there, and all these guys do that. And they hold each other accountable for being there and working hard and doing the things that, the way that they know I want them done and our other coaches want them done and the way that they want them done. I mean, it's their program. I tell them all the time it's their team, and I really think that these guys are guys that have bought into that, and they're great kids, and it's going to be there's been times in my coaching career where you're not extremely sad to see people graduate. Sometimes it's time to get a fresh start, move on, and this is definitely not one of those classes. These are guys that I wish we could keep around, as long as I'm coaching. And they're great kids, great people, off the field, and leaders in our school and in our community, and they're going to grow up to be good daddies and, good husbands one day. And, it's fun to be around them. They work hard, do anything I ask them to do. And that's a lot of our kids and a lot of our seniors, even the guys that are not here. But, Corbin being a returning all-state player, which I've won a lot of bets this offseason. Get a college coach in the weight room and try to get him to pick out the returning all-state player. They don't necessarily look at the 5'7", 130-pound guy. They're usually looking at somebody else. So he's won me a lot of lunch money this offseason. I'm happy to have them with me, and I appreciate everything they do for me and our program.
Now, guys, I want to ask you, Coach picked you guys to be here, 5 of you sitting here, all seniors. How does it make you feel that you were picked out of the group of 22 to represent your team and Boaz High School today?
I felt honored to be picked. Like Coach said, we got plenty of people that could have came. They're all leaders. We got a lot of leaders this year, and I'm honored to be picked as one of the 5.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of people worthy of coming, and I'm honored just to be one of them to come.
We started out in 7th grade with Coach Sullivan, and then if you told me in 7th grade I'd be sitting here in media day sitting beside Coach Sullivan, I probably wouldn't have believed you. But through hard work, the senior class, I'm pretty proud of them. It's going to be hard to graduate and stuff like that. It's been a very close group.
It was a good honor to be chosen. I was the only offensive lineman to be chosen, and we have a big class of seniors, and there's a lot of people that are good enough to come and that are leaders. But so I feel really honored to be one of the ones that got chosen.
It's a privilege. I'm proud of all these guys and everything they've done, and I'm just ready for another season.
Coach, looking at your schedule, you've added some teams, especially non-region teams that traditionally Boaz hadn't played. Other than the Albertville game, you got Jacksonville on there. You've got Lee of Huntsville on there. Speak on your schedule and this year.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that quarterback at Jacksonville was moving when his daddy got fired at JSU when I scheduled that game. But unfortunately, he ended up just going to work at Jacksonville High School. So, and Coach Oak was a good friend of mine. I remember the day that his son was born. So it's not like a kid I'm not familiar with, but they got, it's a really good program. Me and Coach Smith coached in the All-Star game a few years ago together, and I got to know him really well, and so that's one reason we're playing that game. And then, of course, Albertville, I'd get fired if we didn't play that one, and I wouldn't miss it for the world. So I can't wait to play that one. Playing Southside, we've played them in the past a little bit when I was here early on. I thought it was a good matchup. It's a very competitive game, and I don't mean good matchup in that I think we're going to just walk out there and win. I mean, it's a 50-50 game. And then we're playing Lee of Huntsville. It's a guy that's their head coach, Coach McGuire, who does a great job. And me and him have got to be friends. They've done some off-season, some OTA stuff with us in the summer and came to our 7-on-7 this year. And me and him have got pretty close. And so you like playing guys that you respect and that you think are going to do a good job. And so that's kind of how we ended up with those teams. And the way scheduling works, it's all so fast. And then, of course, with Arab moving into our region, it gave us another opening. And, then we're getting Scottsboro and, kind of that flip of the region and losing West Point and Fairview. And then, the rest of them guys are guys we've been playing, I guess, every year since I've been here, Gunnersville and Sardis and Douglas and Crossville.
I believe you're playing the Jamboree. Is it next Thursday or Friday?
It's next. It's not next Friday.
Week.
It's the next week. It's the 12th. It'll be the
12th.
We're playing at home against Asheville. Kind of another deal where me and the coach are buddies, and so we decided to play Jamboree against each other.
Guys, thanks for being here. Good luck to the Pirates this year. Coach, thanks a lot.
Thanks for having us. We appreciate it.